All right, a lot to go over, so I'm just going to jump into it right away. Here is my Twitter, where I mentioned a few things that I want to remind everybody on. If you're not following me, it's at Bike for Sale, just like this. I was talking about Cubic having a maybe a 20% washout before the next pump. Looks like it is dipping a little bit right now. I don't know if it'll come all the way down to here. Oh, that's the wrong one. I don't know if it'll come down to 2387. Just bring it up here. We'll look at it in real time. And I am going to go over Bitcoin and a bunch of other things. Let's see, what is this? 2675. Okay, so it hadn't made it down there yet. I mean, it still could, doesn't have to, but just know that that's a possibility if you want to put a buy order down there. And there was one other thing I wanted to mention before moving on. Let's see, ARB. I posted a few smart money things on here. Thought there was another chart that I did, maybe not. Oh, maybe I was just going to go over these, is what I was thinking. Okay. So I might go over Fidium. I think that's a good one. I mean, look how the smart money is just slowly accumulating here. That's a pretty good sign. Ondo got a big spike all of a sudden as well. So these are two of the coins that I wanted to look at. Hopefully I can remember two as we move along in this video. I do have a side project I'm working on that I think some of you would be excited about. And it has to do with smart money alerts. So I'm thinking about setting up a Discord where I would provide smart money alerts that you can see for yourself as they come through in real time and see what smart money's doing, see what the VC, the funds are doing. It'll help you buy and sell both ways. And I've just got a test server here currently, but you can see the smart money right here, what they're buying. Like for example, anytime you've got the name of the wallet sending tokens to, say, Uniswap, that means they're selling. And then if you got something like here, they purchased from 1inch, 29,000 Aleph. So it'll have buys and sells, but it's going to go much further than that. I mean, this is just the tip of the iceberg here. I'm developing all of the alert systems first. And then once I have those all set up, then and I don't know that I'm going to do this. I'm thinking about doing it. I guess, if somebody's really interested in this, post in the comments and let me know. If I have enough interest, I will go ahead and do it. But for now, I'm just using it for myself. Okay, so we know that Bitcoin is really similar to the 2015 to the 2017 move, and really nothing's changed. I talk about how it's kind of making these. It's kind of making these little M patterns as it goes up. So this is a bigger one within a smaller one, but maybe you'll get another big one like that. So it could come down and touch this line. We had talked about that previously in one of the videos. But you can see, this respected this trend line. It's respecting this trend line currently. And also in the previous one, we talked about this 30, I think it was a 38.5 area, and that's where we're bouncing from right now. I don't know where my green box went to, but I also had a green box here for, where did I have that? I think it was about 35.5. So this is kind of another buy area. But the reason why I got rid of that is I wanted to show the relationship between these two lines and these two lines. So just understand that we could come down, somewhere in here possibly. But so far this could hold. We'll just have to see. But as far as the 4-year cycle, everything's looking really similar. So, maybe we're doing this one and then we came up and we rejected at this order block right here, which is this order block. So very similar. So these order blocks match. You had a wick right there, rejection, comes back down to this line. And all of this is staying within this area for the most part. And that's why this could still come down to like, 34.5, 35.5, somewhere in there. It could wick down to there because you've got a lot of the previous range in here. But, so far it's looking okay to hold this zone at least temporarily. And that's the same thing here. So you did get a wick down here on August 1st, 2016, but it was very short-lived. Well, it actually lasted a week, but it got back above pretty quick. I don't think people would have a problem, if we wicked down for a week and came back up. But you can see how a lot of these are real similar as far as the structure goes. This one came into here. Yeah, I'd say as far as the low that I would expect if it did happen, maybe here. What is this? 34.6. Yeah, so I would say watch that area if we lose this current area. So it could dip under the trend line for a little bit. But I mean, obviously, we're not that far from that level. People are all worried that we're going to crash much further than this, and I don't think that's the case. And that's because of these structures over here that were once, resistance at one point, and then they turned into support. So you can see there's a lot of support here. And at one time it was resistance here. So I'm not worried about it. It's just 4-year cycle things that happen before a halving. And we could get bullish in February too. So it doesn't mean that we just stay bearish until the halving. But it's anybody's guess what happens. Nobody knows. And here's ETH BTC. I had actually drawn this back on, when did I draw this? It must have been at this wick or this candle right here. Anyway, about a week ago, I drew this saying this was kind of like the bottom structure here. Here's bottom structure. It popped up, did a little M structure, and that could play out similarly again. And you see that we're starting to get into this support area here. This will be support, I'm pretty sure. I don't think we're going to get below this. So ETH BTC comes down here, bounces, comes up, goes sideways. So some alts will get some benefit from that. And then, of course, the presidential chart that I did, this is a much broader view, stepping way back and looking at the macro on a weekly chart, where we haven't made this breakout yet of this order block. And until that happens, you're not going to see a lot of altcoins going crazy. And then currently the greed and fear has crossed to the downside. And anytime that happened at these arrows right here, doesn't mean we have to come all the way down here and completely wipe out all the greed. It could happen. But I doubt we're going to get another big washout like this. It's probably going to be more similar to this, where, it's maybe a 30% dip overall. Where would that put us? From the very top. Yeah, that's pretty close to that 34, 35 area, which I think it'll stop at 35.5 or so. There's a lot of liquidity in that area. And MMs, the market makers love to go down there and grab that liquidity. Wherever the most money is, they want to go and grab it before moving back up. We saw it the opposite way. They went up to get all of the people that were shorting, had short orders. They wanted to go grab all of those first where that liquidity was. And now they're bringing it down to get the other liquidity. And that's what this all is. I mean, if you can ever control your emotions enough to just think about it in those terms, knowing that we're in a bull market, but you're also understanding that market makers have to go grab that liquidity before they make the next move, the opposite way. So now that they've grabbed all the liquidity up here, then they're going to come down here and grab all the liquidity that resides down here at 35.5 or so. And that's exactly what happened right here. So the halving, I don't know how many days we're away from that. Let's see. 98 days. And then here, this one was a little bit different. It actually did this peak real close to the halving. and then it dipped after. Yeah, so each one has been a little bit different. We dipped after here, or as far as the bigger dip happened after the halving. The bigger dip happened before the halving on this one. So, who knows on this one? We don't have enough information to really to get a good idea what happened here. Looks like this dip, I don't know what the halving was on this one. I'd have to go back and look at it. Actually, I can look at it real quick. Hang on. This would be 2012, November 28th. Okay. Oh, that happened right on the presidential date. That's weird. November 28th. That's interesting. So the halving continues to push back away from the presidential date each cycle. So what would that mean? I haven't really thought in terms of this. So the dip happened before. Well, regardless, the dip happens before the presidential election. So, whether we get it now or we get it after halving, it doesn't matter. It has to happen. It always does. And a lot of it's about liquidity. It seems like it's about the timing of these things, but it's really not. It's more about liquidity and where the MMs want to go to grab it. And that's why each cycle is a little bit different because the liquidity resides in different areas as price action resolves itself. Okay, so I know a lot of you are here for the smart money stuff, and I've updated the dashboard that I have here. So there's a lot more information. I think you'll enjoy the things that I've added to it. But let's see if we can look at sector flows here first. Yeah, so people are still going to stables the most, but it's obvious that people are buying data sourcing and Oracle sector and scaling and connectivity the most. And I can show you what those are. Let's see, data sourcing, Oracle. Okay, there's data and Oracle. What did I say on the other one? Scaling and connectivity. So if we look at these, there's probably going to be, oh, something bugged there. Or maybe I can't select two at once. Oh, okay, I can. So we're going to be able to tell which ones are getting the most money here. So MNT is one of them, but it has an FDV of 3.75 billion. So I probably wouldn't mess with one like that. I want something that's a lower market cap. So this is the last 7 days. We need 24 hours. It's probably a high market cap coin, the other one. Well, here's fresh wallet inflow of 1 million for Arkham. That's pretty good, actually. But it's down 20%. There are people buying it for sure, though, on this dip. Let's see if I can increase how many days we have here on these coins. Okay, this is more information here. So Thor is one of them that people are buying currently. 91 million market cap, fully diluted. So you got 100K fresh wallet inflow, you got 15K smart money inflow. So somebody's buying the dip over the last 24 hours on this one. Sin is another one, 108 million market cap. What is this one? Weaver. Never heard of this one. Might be one you want to look up. And maybe we will here in a second. 140 million market cap's not bad. Anything under 500 million, I'm interested in. Even these have a lot of, well, that's 100 million. Trying to find one that's like a really low market cap. Okay, those are really the only ones right now. But these are the ones getting the most money currently. What's this one? Bit 6 billion. Well, let's just look at Weaver real quick. Is that the one I was going to? Yeah, okay. So first we'll look at smart money. Yeah, smart money's flat. There's nothing really to see here. Problem is when I do that, it makes all this disappear. I've got a better way to look at new tokens though that we might be more interested in. So let me just go through some of this stuff. I kind of sidetracked there. Here's top traders last 7 days. You can kind of see what they're buying or what they got a lot of profit off of. The problem that I have currently is this SAVM coin was a shilled coin. People got free tokens to shill it on Twitter or YouTube. And so their P&L is going to look crazy because they didn't have to buy it. So I don't really like looking at that one. Here's some other ones. Metis, Tweety. I know Tweety's been doing real well. Sync, Ords, Omni. So these are some of the more profitable coins over the last 7 days. Um, if you have Nansen, you can look at the last 90-day profitable people and get an idea of who some of the better traders are on here, the smart wallet traders. And then you can follow them. And this is some of the stuff I'm going to be providing if I do decide to go ahead with the Discord that I was thinking about making. And again, it's going to be based on interest. If I don't hear from people that they're interested, I probably won't do it. I'll just use it for myself. But there will be a channel, or there is a channel currently that I'm looking at that has these top wallets in it to see what they're trading. Okay, so tokens traded. This is a new feature that I put on my dashboard. And you can kind of see, let's see here, what is it saying? Oh, this is good. You can actually, so you can sort it by low caps, mid cap. Don't confuse this one with the real Bitcoin. It's some kind of alternate Bitcoin uh, altcoin or something. GLQ's been doing real well. I haven't even looked that one up before. That's 14 million. Uh, Trying to think of some that I've seen that people are buying. Maxi, I think I've seen people buying that one. Domi. See if there's any new tokens. ITX, I think I've seen that one pop up. Here's a brand new one in January 2024. I mean, something like this could take off because remember that Trump, um, there was a Trump token that did real well just recently. And people have joked before, Kanye 2024. This would be one to look at. Just be careful because, I mean, there's not enough information for me to look at it. There's no smart money in it. It's a brand new token, but just be careful with something like this because you can get rugged on it. Meta. Yeah, these are brand new coins here. So anyway, I'll cycle through these one more time if you want to look them up for yourself. But this is information that you usually wouldn't be able to get very easily. And I just want everybody else to be able to benefit from this by watching my videos. Here's a bunch more. Yeah, these are all 2024. Wow. So these are definitely ones to consider. XD, I've seen that one pop up a lot. We'll look at it here in a second. Kirby, I think no, that's a new one. Okay. Molly, we've seen that one before. I mean, as you can see, when Bitcoin's down, most stuff goes down as well. Toka, that's a fairly new one. It's December, but it's just been going down only pretty much. It'll find a bottom eventually. Yeah, so Lush, that's a new one. You might want to look into that one. It was an airdrop and it's a new project, but it was an airdrop for people that hold Ink AI, ENQAI. LYVE. I haven't heard of that one. That's 346. So out of all the new tokens, this one has the highest market cap currently, and these are new tokens from this month. So this may be one to look at to live. Oh, this one has 2 million. Okay. So AI has 2 million. But I think I've seen this. Oh, yeah, this was December 2023. Okay. So let's look at XD and let's look at live. Smart money is coming into live here. You see, yeah, wallet holders are about the same. Smart money balance is rising. Let's see on the that's interesting. It says smart money holds it, but there's no holders here. Maybe the information's not updated yet. Wonder if we can see it on the transactions. No. Yeah, I don't know. It should say maybe it's just such a new coin that the information's not updated yet. Okay, so if we go back here, there was one more I wanted to look at, and then we'll move on. What was that? Is it last seven? Yeah, there it is. Okay. It was XD. Okay, smart money pretty much sideways. There's not a lot to see here. But see, here's all the token holdings by smart money. So there's a lot more information here. Last 7 days, you got a couple people buying it. Last 24 hours, you got one person buying it here. So smart money is not selling at the very least. And then if we look at, let's see if the chart shows up here. Be nice if we could see the chart quickly. I'd like to be able to. Okay, so the red line is price. Big volume candle at the bottom. I think I may have to pull this up actually because I don't like looking at it on there. XD, XD token. This is probably it. Yeah, maybe a double bottom there. I mean, that's a pretty good, actually, volume is what we need to look at, isn't it? These new tokens, the only thing you can really look at is volume. So you did get a nice green volume there, green volume bar. I'd rather see one that was bigger than this red one. Let's see how big that was. Where did the volume go? So that is about 1.8 million volume. It's only half of this one. Of course, that was a massive one right there, too. Well, I guess one way you could look at it is this. You could just wait to get into it until it gets above this level right here. It struggled to get above this zone right here before. Maybe right in there. So if it were me, I'd want to see it get above this and then I'd be more interested in it. But there's not a whole lot of resistance coming back up. You know, once it gets above this level here, it would look good. I wanted to look at karate too. I've seen that one popping up. Oh, it's just been straight up. Yeah, this is actually we talked about this last time. Even though it looks bullish, this is actually a bearish structure. You know, it's extended too much. But you know, RSI says that although there is a slightly lower high there, RSI says that it's going to roll over. You know, volume could be peaking out there. Anyway, let's go back to the dashboard here. I'm just going to walk you through some of this. You can see some of the things that I look at each day. Pulse chain and Hex have been doing real well. I've seen a lot of people buying the dip on these. ARB continues to be one that people buy on the dip. Let's see. So what this is smart money tokens traded volume. So it's not a whole lot. I mean, it's, you know, it's less than 100K on Hex, but this is just the last 24 hours. If you go to like a 7 day look, oh, I'm so tired of seeing this coin here, SAVM. It was such a, well, I mean, it could be fine as far as a token. I don't know. But the way that it was launched and the way that people were given free tokens to shill it was just, a lot of people got fooled, probably bought the top and ended up selling at the top when it started dropping. Or no, sorry, selling after it started dropping from the top. I have seen some people buying Link on this dip as well. Troll was a real good one. Of course, I don't know that I'd be buying it now, even after a 60% dip. Oh, Ondo, this is what I wanted to look at. I'm just going to go through a few more here. Trying to find, some of the better plays for you. Gala, I've seen a lot of people buying the dip as well. Okay, let's look at Ondo, I think. Yeah, see the big spike for Ondo? I thought that was really interesting. Let's see what smart money's doing. Not many people buying it. I mean, there's one right here. Most people are just holding it. But it's clear. I mean, we've had 750,000 being pulled off exchanges on this one, and that's a big sign. You've got, changes in total holders changing plus 210. So you've got, new wallets purchasing this coin. The only thing I don't like about it is it's 2 billion FDV market cap. Uh, I mean, does it matter? I don't know. If we go over here to, oops, that's not what I meant to do. We go to coin market cap and we look at what's something that's 2 billion, just to do a comparison. 2 billion. Okay, Inge, is actually almost 3 billion. So it didn't have a problem moving, right? I mean, people talk about market cap all the time. Oh, well, this thing's, a billion, 2 billion. People talk about Cubic being 250 million, saying it can't move. But what did Inge do? Like a 54x? Let's just look at what Inge did real quick here. I mean, does that look like a coin that had problems moving? Oh, I was thinking of TRB. It was Inge. Inge actually had a 34x. Okay. But it may not be done. I mean, it may come down here and retest the breakout or whatever, and then take off again. I don't know that it would dip that far. But anyway, I mean, that's something I wanted to bring up that, market cap really doesn't matter. Not as much as what people think anyway. Narrative and interest matter the most. Liquidity. So let's see. We looked at Ondo. Oh yeah, let me go back. What was the one? We wanted to look at Fidium. Yeah. Oh yeah, Ondo is the one I just looked at. Okay. So let's look at Fidium. There's been a lot of interest in this one lately, and we mentioned this one. We talked about this one many weeks ago. The thing I like about it is this steady smart money. I don't like that it's rolling over here, but this steady smart money that's been coming up. And one thing I actually did want to bring up the chart on this one because there was something I was looking at. I think it could come down one more time. And if it did, you'd be looking at, somewhere in here, which is roughly, well, I'm looking at the WETH pair, the wrapped ether pair, but I don't know what this would calculate to in USDC or USDT. And if it retraced as much as I think that it could, then it would come down here. I mean, it could even sweep this low, but I think it would probably stop there. There is some decent support right there, but there's probably more in this area. Trying to remember what pattern I was looking at. Yeah, I think that's what it was. Yeah, that's right. So, I mean, really, I would just say, I don't know, probably wouldn't want to risk it at this point. I would just say, look in this zone right here. And again, that's the wrapped ether pair. All right, back to dashboard. What else do we want to look at? These are some of the coins with more than 100K smart money inflow over the last 7 days. You got Gala, you got Blur, Flip, Arb, Big Time. That's another one I meant to mention. Big Time seems like it's getting some interest. Oh yeah, we could look at 24-hour, couldn't we? I doubt there's any that, well, yeah, there's a couple. Oh, Tau. I meant to mention this one. Actually, both of these, Tau and Ole. So Tau is only a 32 million valuation, fully diluted. And look at this steady climb since November. Yes, that's exactly what you want to see there. And you got at least one fund in, see if you look there where the right beside private sale investor, where it says fund, this is like a VC or some kind of fund, some kind of big group. And I noticed that this person in the last 24 hours bought 300,000 worth of towel. I thought that was really interesting. Maybe they were waiting on a big dip. And if we look at towel, I mean, it did have a pretty good dip, but then it bounced right out of it. Part of that was, because that person bought a lot, but there wasn't a huge volume bar, but it's still looking pretty good. What you don't want to see, of course, is a loss of this line. I mean, this could be considered a bear flag. We don't know yet, but you can see how these patterns play out a lot. It broke down from there and then came up and retested it and broke down again. So as long as this holds, it's fine. Wonder what market cipher looks like for the money flow. And money flow's green on the lower time frames anyway, but not a lot to see there. I mean, it almost looks like it's trying to form some kind of triangle, and then it'll make another decision at that point whether it breaks down or up. What was the other one I was going to look at? It was Tau. Tau. We were looking at 24-hour. Oh yeah, OLE. I had never seen this one before. It's called Open Leverage. What was the so 12 million FDV? That's not too bad at all. I think the thing I didn't like about this one was the fact that now that I look at it again, it's not bad. I mean, it just doesn't seem like it has a lot of power to move up. Although that was a 4x right there. I mean, this right here is just a repeat of all of this in a smaller, more compact move. These flagpoles happen, and then you get you get a bull flag that might break out again, or it's some real extended uh, markdown phase. There could be a little bit of a bullish divergence there. It's hard to tell yet. Again, volume is really important. You need volume to come in. And this just looks like average volume for now. Although it is climbing a little bit like it did back here. But, it's easy enough. Just draw you a trend line. Once it breaks the trend line, you get in. With volume, of course. Sometimes it can be a fake out. All right, what else did I want to show? I think this was one. Smart money buy sell. I think this is it. Yeah. So I'm only showing new tokens here. Sometimes it takes a while for it to load. There's only a couple here. I just throw this one out. I mean, again, it could be an okay. Forget what this little, see this little, what does this mean? I don't know what the alert thing means. I'll have to look that up. So if there's only two showing up there, I'm just trying to find some that, what was I looking at? Oh yeah, I need to turn off that. So that was just new tokens. It only showed two of them. Wasn't really worth looking at right now. Not a whole lot going on. Here's some of the coins that have gained at least 5 new wallets over the last, what is this? It doesn't say. I guess it's over 24 hours. It's either 24 hours or a week. Here's that Trump coin, which it's probably down. No, it's up 2x. Okay. I don't think this is the one I wanted to show you, though. There's another one. Where is that? Maybe it's this one. Oh, yeah, it is this one. I was showing the wrong one. So the neat thing about this one is it shows the percentage change of, let me see, is it 24-hour? The percentage change of the balance, like you've got a bunch of people, like maybe there weren't many people interested in it, and then all of a sudden you get this big, massive spike of, like this one has 51,000% more people or more money has entered this token, and it's gained 47 holders over the last, I don't know what that is. I'm not sure on the number of holders, what the time is on that. So we need to look at DOLA, 47 million market cap. Yeah, so these three are the top. I looked at this one last night and it's a real estate, um, like a real estate token. This one's a new one. Oh, that was Smiley. Okay. Down 78%. There's karate. Jesus, I've seen pop up lately. I think people are buying the dip on some of these. That's why the money's coming into it. DOLA, though, that interests me. I don't think I've looked at that one yet. Oh, never mind. It's a stable coin, says right there. Only problem with this is I have to go back and enter this stuff. I want to say this pro one actually didn't look too bad. 49 million market cap. Well, it's just going sideways. Yeah, so right now I'm just not seeing much because Bitcoin's down. It's harder to find things. And once Bitcoin turns around and starts doing its thing again, people will start jumping into these projects more. But if we just jump back real quick to my Twitter. The ones that look the most interesting to me currently, even when things are down, are Ondo. And again, it's a high, it's 3 billion market cap, but doesn't mean it can't move. We looked at Inge and it was moving just fine. Here's Inc. AI. I forgot to look at that one, but smart money looks pretty good on that as well. And then Fidium is climbing steadily, which is a good sign for it. I think that's about it. Oh, let me just double check some of these. What were some of these that okay, so we looked at Reach app. This is the most recent video. Reach app and Root. We'll look at real quick just to do an update on those. Yeah, mostly sideways for that one. I'm not really interested in it right now. Although, we check the total balances here. Yeah, there's no funds in this one yet. This one was called Moon App, I think. I'm not seeing it on here though. Well, we'll bypass that one. What was the other one? Root router protocol. So this is 128 million FDV, starting to climb again here. People are buying the dip on this one, looks like. And you do have there's one fund, there's Coinbase Ventures, there's another fund. That's three, that's four. So you got at least four funds there. You got one that did sell 100K worth over the last 24 hours. They still hold a 1.8 million value on what they currently have. They're the biggest holder by far. Um, yeah, I thought people were, I guess smart money's not really, there was some smart money that accumulated it here. There's a big spike here. What does this one look like? Oh, okay. So long consolidation, it looks a lot like Mubi, what it did at one time, where there was kind of a triangle. It broke out of the triangle. Now it's doing a little bit more consolidation, and I think it might take off again. But just be aware that it could come back into this zone, I would imagine. So there is a chance it could dip down to, 520 or so still. But to me, it looks like there's more upside available for it. Yeah, that was a 5x. I think it'll do another 5x. Let's just pull Mubi up here and I'll show you what I what I see in my head anyway. Basically, these patterns don't always work out, but basically what I'm thinking is this is somewhat equal. And then you've got all this right here, which is basically that, although this one was higher up. And then you got this thing. So this one could still roll over like this did. And then you got another 5x after that. So this doesn't look bad at all. I think, what was it again? So you've got 128 million market cap on that versus Mubi is what? 136. Pretty close. I mean, it's a good comparison, I think. And just to look at smart money real quick on Mubi, it's just going sideways. Okay. Well, hopefully, that was helpful to everybody. And just let me know if you're interested in that side project that I was thinking about doing with the smart alerts. If it's something you think would be valuable for you, I can go ahead and move forward with it. Just say something in the comments is fine, or message me, whichever, or even send me a message on Twitter would be fine. Okay. Well, we'll do another one soon. Again, I'm not worried about Bitcoin. It's just doing Bitcoin things during a 4-year bull run, the last year and a half of the bull run. So I think it'll find a bottom here, somewhat soon. And, we'll bounce around, go sideways for a bit. And then sometime before the halving or after the halving, we'll get moving again in the right direction. All right. Y'all have a good one.